Our weather pattern is about to get dramatically crazy as we go through this weekend. It's bringing snow with it as well, but the temperatures in the weather pattern is going to be the coldest temperatures over here for the Northeast. Even your highs are going to be in the negatives, and the wind chills are going to be very cold. Now, we already broke a lot of records with this weather pattern as this last cold blast came down all the way towards Florida. Matter of fact, it felt the coldest temperatures over here in Cuba first time ever. And this next cold blast is going just as deep, not as cold in the Caribbean, but it will be felt all the way towards Puerto Rico, where you're going to be about 10 degrees below average. Just another cold blast coming through. Now, this also is bringing a snowy weather pattern for us. And as we go into next week, we still have this other storm coming through from the west that's going to bring another potential major snowstorm. So in the latest weather forecast, I'm going to show you what this crazy weather pattern is about to do, starting with these temperatures. Now, this last cold blast we just had brought a rare pattern towards the south, where it brought CloudStreets, where you have a lot of cold, dry air going over warm waters. And we're going to have that again for this weekend, but not as strong. It even reached all the way towards Cuba, where they had freezing temperatures for the first time ever in recorded history, everybody. So we still have this very cold Arctic blast coming through all the way past this weekend. All the models are in an agreement. Then right afterwards, around the 15th, we could have another cold blast coming through. Not as deep and cold as this one, but this is the one that could bring our major snowstorm. And a blast coming down for tomorrow and to this weekend is still bringing a very cold anomaly all the way towards the south. Matter of fact, this one's going to be felt all the way towards the Western Caribbean all over again, and maybe even spreading all the way towards Puerto Rico, putting them below average temperatures as we go into Sunday, Monday, and a little bit of Tuesday. Just a far-reaching cold blast, and this is going to bring the coldest weather all season for the Northeast. Still showing it's going to reach all the way towards Florida, bring you anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees below average for this time of year, and it will reach all the way into the Caribbean, where they're going to be 10 to 15 degrees below average, and possibly all the way from Jamaica all the way towards Puerto Rico, where you could feel little waves of 10 degrees below average temperatures coming through. So this is going to be a far and wide cold blast, and this is going very deep. Look at this shot. All the way towards the Yucatan, all the way towards Honduras, all the way towards Nicaragua, bringing a big below average anomaly through, everybody. Will be felt all the way towards the Yucatan, Jamaica, Honduras, Nicaragua, all the way towards Dominican Republic, all the way towards Puerto Rico with 10 degrees below average. So this is going to be another cold blast all the way through the Bahamas as we go through this weekend for the whole Caribbean. Now, at the same time, we still got a chance for that swath of snow to come through for North Carolina going into Virginia. It's still a light glaze, if any, while that colder air comes down. And as we go through the weekend, we're going to get another swath of snow coming through from that clipper going into Canada. And we could actually get ground blizzards, everybody. So as this low pressure is squeezing against that high pressure, creating tight isobars. So as you're getting chances for snow across the Northeast, very light amount, they also could get some strong winds that build up as that comes through. Could bring chances for ground blizzards. Then we got that warmer anomaly coming through for next week and bringing us that next chance for that major snowstorm coming across. And this also will bring chances for severe weather. In fact, we still have that risk for heavy snow all the way from the 11th through the 17th for all of this purple area, from the Four Corners going all the way towards the Midwest and the North Central, and it has grown. The higher elevations of Washington, Oregon, as well as California is expected to get heavy snow. So as this comes through for the weekend and that storm builds right offshore for the Northeast, just for the next 5 days, the amount of snowfall still coming through. And then as we go into next week, this is where we get that deep trough along the West Coast, bringing them colder temperatures, also bringing some snow to the higher elevations. But this is where we can get our snowstorm coming across from the North Central, the Midwest, the Great Lakes, out through the Northeast again. And then maybe another one right behind that. Showing a warmer scenario right now. We get a little bit closer and see if that does change. But we have more snow on the way. And latest total shows as we go Thursday into Friday and Saturday, this is where this snow is moving through. And you see it's just bringing a 2 to 3, 2 to 4 inch swath across all the way towards the Northeast, where we get that system right offshore, and it brings you your snow as well. And it's bringing some strong winds over here towards New England, where you could get maybe a ground blizzard alert. And this is where it's bringing 40 and 50 miles per hour wind gusts. This is bringing the cold wind chills as well. But you can see it actually ramps up over here for the higher elevations of the Appalachians all the way towards the northeast, bringing that 40, 50, maybe even 60 miles per hour wind gusts. And then right offshore, and especially along the coast, bringing strong winds as well. So if you do get the blizzards, it'll be around Friday evening. As you get in this snow coming down, you start getting the tight ice bars from the low pressure and the high pressure squeezing together. And this is actually bringing some strong winds while you're getting a little bit of snow coming down for the northeast. So if anything, it could bring some ground blizzards, but it's not showing a big and impactful winter storm for y'all. It's going to be a lot of very cold temperatures. So I'm going to go through the temperatures so you know exactly what to expect for the next few days. So as we go through for tomorrow morning, this is where the freezing temperatures is coming down again, and the very cold wind chills. You will feel this all the way still from California all the way towards northern Mexico, all the way along the Gulf and the East Coast. And this is where those negative wind chills are going to start kicking in for the Great Lakes, Ohio, Kentucky Valley, out through the Northeast. But for your highs for Thursday, it's going to retract all the way back. You will stay frozen along the Ohio, Great Lakes, out through the Northeast. You got this big high ridge of heat moving through from the west, and this is going to cool down for y'all, so enjoy the warmth while you have it. Even for your wind chills, for your highs for tomorrow, you're going to feel like teen temperatures, maybe even single digits. Now, this is going to get colder from there. As we go through Friday morning, it's going to pivot more towards the southeast along the East Coast, where you're going to get freezing temperatures potentially all the way towards the panhandle of Florida all over again, coming down towards the west. But now you got this warm bubble across the central U.S., and with the wind chills, this is going to be very cold all the way from the southeast, all the way towards the northeast. But this is where that very cold air and very strong winds is coming through from Friday on, and this is where your coldest temperatures of the season are going to hit. Now, your highs for Friday will retract all the way back up again. You will even get in the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s for Texas. You will stay frozen across the north with very strong wind chills. Again, the wind chills will stay there all weekend. But here it comes in for Saturday. So it's bringing the freezing temperatures, but now it's bringing the negative temperatures over here across the Midwest, the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and out through the Northeast. With the wind chills, this is really going to make it a very cold anomaly. Feeling like anywhere from -5, -10, -15, -20, all the way towards -30-degree wind chills. So this is for Saturday morning. For your highs, you're going to stay in single digits or even negative temperatures. And with the wind chills, it's going to be another frigid day, even for your highs for Saturday. Sunday is going to punch down again with the freezing temperatures, and the negative temperatures is going to be on the move towards the northeast, and the wind chills are going to be very brutal once again for Sunday. Once again, you will feel this towards the southeast. Even for your highs for Sunday, you're going to stay in frozen temperatures, teen temperatures, or even single digits or negative temperatures. So for the Great Lakes going out through the northeast, you're going to stay frozen or negative temperatures, even for your highs as you go through for this weekend. And your wind chills, once again, for Sunday, for your highs. It's going to be very brutal for the northeast going out through New England. Monday, here it comes again with the wind chills. This is going to be a long weekend, especially for the Great Lakes going out through northeast of very cold air. Then as we go by next week, and as we talk about this snowstorm coming across, freezing temperatures could come down again and bring in another wind chill anomaly. And you can see right now on our weather pattern, we have these storms coming across the south, but we also have a winter weather advisory over here in North Carolina as it goes towards Raleigh, potentially bringing you up to 1 inch of snowfall and a light glaze of freezing rain. And that is your latest weather update, everybody, on what is going on with this weather pattern. So make sure you're ready for this cold blast coming through, also into the Caribbean. Make sure you're ready for these below average temperatures. We will feel this as well. And the snow coming through all the way into the weekend, everybody. Now, next week, this big snowstorm that's potentially forming up, if it does form, it will be a major snowstorm pulling all the moisture and the warmth from the south and the Gulf into this cold jet stream. So we'll keep you updated on that as well. Make sure you subscribe and follow along for updates. And before I go, a quick word from our Father, everybody. Romans 12:19 through 21. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Make sure you're ready for this cold blast coming through and the snow that's coming behind it as well. I will see you again for tomorrow morning, God willing. And remember, above all things, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life. You and everyone that is around you. And forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Make sure you're ready for this cold blast.